Hello and welcome aboard WhalePod to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 here on White Whale Gaming. I'm your Captain Whale, and in today's episode we are going to be continuing the main storyline at last. So since it's been a while since we've seen what's going on, we're going to be rewatching from the event theater the cutscene Tion's Past to start things out. Just as the start of Chapter 2 Mobius teased a bit about the Kevis Trio's past with Silvercoat Ethel here, Tion's past likely holds some keys to who or what we will be facing in Chapter 3.
So, split into 3 units, our main troops go wide, and first to make contact withdraws? What are you, a coward?
What was that?
Huh?
I asked you what you said. You think I'm scared, is that it? I'll have you know my plan is textbook.
Drop it, Tyon.
Let go! Colony 13 is a complete enigma. Our data is incomplete.
It's just way too cautious, you clod. It's tedious and it's dull. Can you see that? If we don't eat now, we'll starve. We don't have the time to mess around.
What does...
Look, Tyche boy. I mean, we're Iron Lambda, yeah? The colony led by Commander Isard. And this is some no-name backwater. We hit from the side, and we hit hard. Am I wrong? What we need is momentum. Gotta play hard to win big.
Right, I see. One team draws the sentries away, then the main force can strike en masse, where the flank will be left loosely defended. Seems optimal. Is that right, Tyon?
Huh? Yes. Correct.
All right. If that's your opinion, we'll approve it. Yes, Isard?
Yes. If you say it'll work, I trust you. Happy, Tyon?
Yes.
Commander, strategist. It's almost time. The new consul should be arriving from the castle soon.
Of course. On my way.
My, that time already.
Nimue, why are you still using that gizmo?
Now that's not very polite, Isard. This mechanical gizmo is much more precise than the iris clock. And unaffected by the black fog. Right, Tyon?
Huh? Right.
I can't see a thing! Sergeant! Where are you? Sergeant! What? What's going on?
There should be an exit through the southern water vein. Head straight for that.
And you, ma'am?
We'll hold the line here, keep them occupied.
Begging your pardon, that's idiocy and certain death.
Tyon,
You can't.
you all still have a future. Until the day of your homecoming, please, just live. And here.
I couldn't. I won't. Don't do this, ma'am.
Listen, I need you to live, Tyon. You must. Flee for the colony.
Tyon, get moving! Hurry!
How? How can I?
Tyon!
Ma'am! Ma'am! Nimue!
And that is where we're going to cut this cutscene.
Shouldn't have put.
We don't need to watch the Mobius members having their little theater in, well, a theater there again. Before we get into the main bulk of the episode, though, there are a few theories that I would like to address, some that I've been crafting, one that I know certain Xenoblade Chronicles fans are probably thinking. And I'm going to say, for the big one, right out the gate, there is a long-time conspiracy within the Xenoblade Chronicles fandom that Xenoblade Chronicles X, a confirmed spin-off game by Monolith themselves, is in fact Xenoblade Chronicles 10, and they are hiding it with the fact that 2 and 3 use Arabic numerals while they used Roman numerals for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Some people, on seeing some of the topography of Ionios, might say, oh, the Asia region eventually becomes Primordia in X, and the Fornis region becomes Oblivia, the grassland and desert regions of those games respectively. I mean, the Asia region has a lot of overhanging and rather flighty-looking cliff structures, just like Primordia in X, and the Fortis region has the Great Hand Wall, which could possibly decay at some point in the future to become the Great Ring in Oblivia. Others that could fit into this theory is that the reason why the Great Mechonis Sword is not present anywhere in Xenoblade Chronicles X was that simply alien visitors to the planet later salvaged it to build the ancient mining frigates seen in Xenoblade Chronicles X's Cauldros region. Also, the Orion Titan could decay in order to form the bowl-like mountain structure around the edges of the Sylvalum region in Xenoblade Chronicles X. However, this is unlikely due to the timeline inaccuracies. Prior to merging into Ionios, the worlds of Alrest and Bionis are both roughly 10,000 years old. Alrest and Bionis' creation is sometime in our future. How far in our future? We don't know for exactly, other than the exact creation event happened sometime in the 21st century, which means it could either be right around the same time as humanity's flight from Earth at the beginning of Xenoblade Chronicles X, or even X's flight from Earth happening slightly before the event that created both the worlds of Alrest and Bionis. However, it is still possible that this could be a true theory. I rate it at roughly a 1% chance, because the Xenoblade universes have at their, well, not at their disposal, but controlling them, creating them, and manipulating them, very powerful objects that could cause the time travel shenanigans that would be necessary to have the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and potentially even 3 and others beyond 3 happen in a different version of our universe and somehow get transported to the distant past of another version of our universe at some point either between 2 and 3 or sometime in the future, in order to have the planet Mira in Xenoblade Chronicles X be the inhabited only by Nopon and one random blue alien, with the ruins of several different advanced and semi-advanced cultures dotting the land. For the difference in the shape of the landmass of Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the world could simply have plate tectonics like our own does that reshapes the formation of the continents over time. Now onto the formation of the continents. Dipping away from the X theory, which I once again rate as a at most 1% likelihood of becoming true in the future, we go on to the structure of Ionios, and for that, we are actually going to move into the game in order to take a look at the full Ionios map in the affinity chart. For that, we are going to be loading in our save here in the Fornus region. I did a little exploration off camera, which is why we are in the Dana Desert as opposed to Colony 4. Did not do even so much as opening a single container off camera. I have off-seen the husks I encountered, but those are pretty easy to find and all in all less important than the treasure troves, as they are merely colony affinity rather than items that can be useful in your adventure. Now if we pull up the affinity chart, we can see the whole map of Ionios with landmass surrounding a central ocean vortex, as Ethel was explaining, and a surrounding, I don't know, sea, sky, or whatever. We have the tail of the Orion Titan embedded in the mountain out here. But all in all, this map here appears to be based off of the theoretical scientific model of Pangaea 2, a prediction of how Earth's continents will look roughly 200 million years in the future, with all the continents having come back together into a central landmass once more, this time with a central ocean, as opposed to being one flat landmass that slowly got central oceans as it broke apart. This also would not be the first time a Nintendo game has referenced Pangaea 2, as the arrangement of the continents in Pikmin 3 shows the continents of Earth coming back together into the form of Pangaea 2 once again. Australia and Antarctica still have not joined up, so Pikmin 3 is still early in Pangaea 2's formation, whereas Ionios shows a theoretical model where Pangaea 2 is nearly complete. Other theories I would like to discuss are, well, the recycled life force expanded. More evidence for this first comes from the encounter in Alfeto Valley with Mobius, who we later learned is just Mobius D, when Uni had her little flashback showing a similar-looking Mobius-like monster that she had apparently never seen before and did not know what was happening here. One thing I just noticed on the Ionios map here, for a little bit of a tangent, that bottom left landmass closest to the tail of the Orion Titan down in the center looks a lot like the state of California here in the United States of America. This could potentially just be a Xenoblade Chronicles X reference, as the primary city established by humans on the planet Mira is called New Los Angeles. But that aside, back to the life force recycling. Uni has memories of a Mobius-like creature that are obviously from a different lifetime of Uni's, as it is very likely that that Mobius-like being was directly responsible for Uni's death in that incarnation. And seeing a Mobius once again somehow triggered that memory once more. Similarly, Noah, when he and Tyon are discussing annihilation events by the Oasis, after Lance has knocked out poor Riku and Banana with his cannonball, seems to hint that Noah also has memories of not just of like the immediate previous, which Uni's may have very well been her immediate previous life, but of the first Noah, who was alive at the time of the merging of the two worlds, as we got a flashback to the very opening cutscene with the representation of what I can only believe to be the exact moment the worlds of Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 fused together into Ionios. Like I said before, this is likely a couple generations down the line from the ends of either of those two games, as I know Rex and Shulk, the protagonists of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles respectively, would never have allowed a system like this that we see here in Ionios to develop under their watch. Another theory about this is, with the life force recycling, it's obviously being orchestrated by Mobius to keep growing more and more soldiers on which they feed in order to extend their lifespans, potentially indefinitely or infinitely, as once again they do use the Lemonskate used to denote infinity in mathematics as their insignia. Why do the Nopon not live in this same perpetual cycle of death, rebirth, recycling, life force, 10 terms, whatever? We know there are Nopon that are older than age 10. We have some registered on our affinity chart. Does Mobius just not view Nopon as important to their plan or a big enough threat? Is it even possible for Nopon to become Ouroboros? Because Riku and Banana were both present in Alfedo Valley when Vandam activated his Ouroboros stone to turn the Keves and Agnes trio into Ouroboros. Is it because Mobius has no Nopon members that they don't see Nopon useful? And is it because Nopon are not shackled to the flame clocks like the rest of the humans are? Is that why they are unable to become Ouroboros? Is being shackled to a flame clock necessary for the Ouroboros stone technology to take its effect? Onward from there, another theory about Mobius is, in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, they added an epilogue story known as Future Connected, which was teased as having import for the Xeno series going forward. The final boss of that campaign, and I will say no more than a simple name drop of it, is a literal Gnosis from Xenosaga, one of Monolith Soft's previous works when they were owned by Bandai Namco. A Gnosis form of an enemy from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It being an enemy from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was of course hinting at the two worlds merging, but we know that when under the effect of the Mobius Eye, the colony members see the Ouroboros party members as black, fog-shrouded monsters, which is the base form of a Gnosis. But the real question is, who are the Gnosis? Is it Ouroboros, because they are refusing to conform with the collective identity of the Flame Clocks? Or is it Mobius, because they are seeking to escape the cycle of life and death and prolonging their own existence? Or, one other thing that I would like to mention here in a possible origin for Mobius is, are they reincarnations of characters from the Xeno series' past? Like, this is a long shot, but could Consul K, who we killed, perhaps be a reincarnation of a certain cowardly Colony 9 resident from the opening sequences of Xenoblade Chronicles? He certainly died with his wishes unfulfilled in that game. In fact, he didn't make it out of the prologue. Is it possible that he was reincarnated as Mobius K? Once again, that's probably the biggest long shot here. But perhaps as we defeat other Mobius in the main story, we'll unmask them like we did K, and unlike B and G, who we slew in Hero Quests. Finally, back to the topic of smaller, less world-spanning theories. I'd mentioned back in episode 7 my immense disappointment at the renaming of Territorial Rotbart, a series staple, to Gingiostic Gigantus. I will accept this renaming on one condition, Monolith Soft. There better be an endgame super boss of the Gogol enemy type, the same color as Mr. Gigantus, aka Territorial Notbart, somewhere in the world that is named Territorial Rotbart. I will accept the renaming of our Rotbart boy if he has not simply been renamed, but been promoted to Super Boss status. And now with that, we will show off our classes for this video. Noah is back to being a heavy guard, picking up where we left off before I switched them back to their default for the Colony 4 and Console K fights. Mio is back on Ogre. Uni is our new Flash Fencer and also our new player-controlled character. Tyon is our new Thaumaturge. Lance, since every one of the 6 Ouroboros party members have already mastered the Sword Fighter, is back on Sword Fighter because we're going to keep a break art in our comp no matter what. Break is too essential to combat to simply run without a break art. Senna is running as a Medic Gunner. Medic Gunner is the last of the 6 base classes that Senna has to master. And Xeon is still our hero, with Xeon and Noah being our tanks, and having one of each of the 3 attacker classes, with Sword Fighter Lance, Flash Fencer Uni, and Ogre Mio. I am for the most part going to stick to playing as Lance, Uni, and Noah for the meantime, as when I was playing as Mio, I had to manually switch over to Noah to activate their interlink. As for interlinks, both Uni and Lance are less than 200, probably less than 100 at this point, soul points away from gaining their arts canceling. Noah is a little further, because in order to take the last one standing between him and his arts canceling, he had to learn a different skill node, because you cannot learn an enhancement node for an art without actually having learned that art first. So Noah had a little bit of a delay because of that, and is furthest out of any of the 3 from unlocking his arts canceling. Now, let's get into the exploration recap. Starting with the Desert Pharaonis. Think customers will come to edgy of scorchy desert like this? Even now, yes, though not sure they in great hurry to purchase sandy merchandise. New info acquired, keeping clean. And we have Chirolo to talk to. Hi, do you have a second? Chirolo have plenty of seconds. Maybe friend ask about stone? Yeah, actually, how did you know? Chirolo is very brilliant up on genius level powers of deduction. On this point, Paroro extremely dunderhead. It take immense trainings to become great like Chirolo. So the stone? Oh yes, this for you. Red Knop on Pebble. Looking forward to seeing friends again.
Always nice to see a new face.
Now Chirolo has new dialogue for us. Friends able to walk against flowing, blowing sand. Much respect. Pleased to tell Chirolo's secret of such walk. The most important thing is probably to think of your legs as pointy sticks sticking into the ground. What? But legs of Chirolo not long enough to be sticks, pointy or no? More affinity with the Nopon caravans. Let's see what wares the Trader Pawn has.
Try not to piddle our money away.
We have Shadow Mask. This is the upgraded version of the Black Mask. Boost damage to terrestrial life by 70%. Kinda worthless. The Black Feather Band is the upgraded Feather Band. Boost damage to aerial life by 70%. Leather Gloves. We have a rare version of these in our inventory. Boosts accuracy by 2% each time an enemy evades an attack, up to a maximum of 50%. Foot Protectors. Boosts evasion by 10% when stationary or auto-attacking. We have a rare version of that in our inventory already. And Assault Stone is the upgraded version of the Attack Stone. We have a rare version already. The common, which is sold here, boosts auto-attack damage by 75%. The rare boosts by 83%. Now, on to the container locations in and around the Dana Desert. Fornus region full, ignore Milotic Caverns for now. Zerora's Stonehammer is a new skip travel landmark we discovered, and it is near a few of our chests. So we are going to head to the Stonehammer now. We are going to be ignoring all enemies that are not unique monsters that we have not fought before. in essence of saving time. There are 3 containers, sort of all along this wall where the Dana Desert has cliffs overlooking Colony 4. We have 2 elite caterpiles out here that can be fought if you so wish. We are not going to. I believe we fought these 2 both off-camera and they've simply respawned. But at their current level, they are no threat to us. Slide down the sand here. Picking up a couple fossils as we slide. And we reach our first container. It is right on this cliff, right here by the back tires of the Colony 4 Ferranis.
Come to uni.
Silver Nopon coins and sellable materials. Pretty par for the course. Next one is out here by these 3 Ropples. We are high enough level to not aggro them, as none of them are buried. Hidden enemies will always attack when they see you, regardless of level, so be prepared for that. Some slopes are even too steep to scree walk up. We found that out the hard way, escaping from our level 87 Marin friend. Unfortunately, it does not seem like any of these slopes can be re-walked up after sliding down. So if that's the case, simply... No, not Millotrick Caverns. Not Hazardous Jarrowhead. We need Zorora's Stonehammer again. And this time, instead of going down that slope, we will head over toward that outcropping up near Colony 4. It is only accessible from the Dana Desert. There is no way to climb up to it from here. This is that outcropping between the flats where Colony 4 is located, or the Nihil Wastes, or whatever it's called, and the Spiral Rock outcropping where we went to meet up with Ethel in her hero quest. Out here, there's another container. One of these Roppel is an elite. It should still not aggro you if you are a sufficient level. I do believe unique monsters, though, will aggro regardless of your level. This container also has colony markings, so it's likely to not have Nopon coins in it. Instead, it is a cache of sellables and gemstones. Just standard rarity gemstones. We got spoiled with the pure gemstones from the Hillside Ferranis Hulk. But now, heading over into that pit there, I believe there is at least a husk I haven't off-seen yet, if not a container as well. I want to say that pit does contain, well, a container. We can scree walk up this slope. It's not too steep. Senna grunting as she runs up the slope. These enemies here are by and large below our level now, so I will mostly fight them off camera if I need their materials for something like gem crafting or a Collectopedia card. But as I was exploring the Dana Desert, I learned very quickly how frustrating it would be to try and traverse this place without doing Teach's hero quest and gaining access to the scree walking field skill. These slopes are likely going to be too steep to walk out of again. That is a unique monster.
This will be rough.
Crystalline Dugar. Dugar here is blocking the container here. Get on the side of him. If he'll stop charging around. Art into fusion art into talent art there. Dive out of the way of that lunging. Hey Noah, get over here. A level 3 Ouroboros. Uni's Ouroboros has a Mobius up damage effect, where it deals extra to Mobius.
Your senses are sharp. I'll draw them.
Everyone, I'm sorry.
Hold on! I'll be right there!
Well within Tom.
Get me up, Tyon. Get me up, get me up, get me up.
Let's do it, Tyon! You've got him! Hold on! I'll be right there!
Here, I'll take you on. This isn't like you.
Get lands up.
I need you, Mia.
Come on, get lands up.
Don't be reckless. You can't fight with those injuries. I
No Xeon. Let's see if we can do it.
I use my thinking muscles for this one. Let me do the honors.
You're in for it now!
How about this? Let's bring it home. You're finished.
Reactivation on lands.
That's my strategy.
How about something like this?
This should be our plan of attack. I'll make this one.
Allow me!
I'm with you. I was waiting for this. Keep hitting hard. Yeah!
Noah's back in action.
How about something like this? Yippee!
I don't think you're gonna get us there, Noah.
More where that came from.
We got us there, but it's not gonna be enough.
Right then, that. Keep going. Push through.
Nope, not enough.
Let's do it, Tyre.
I need you, Mia.
Typhoon field.
Dragon tail. Knock it off.
Come on, hang in there.
That's a big help, Senna.
Come on, cheer up, guys.
Thanks.
Group heal. You still okay?
You might want to hang back.
You're in pretty crazy strong now.
I'm more than strong enough to punch your lights out.
And we take it down.
I get stronger.
We'll forge our own way. Glad you could see us through that, Lance. Yes, sir. I put my head down and pulled us through.
For so many levels beneath us, that was still a pretty dicey fight.
It'd be rude not to.
Bunch of gemstones. Too steep to get up this side. Too steep to get up this side. This does appear to be what they like to call a death pit. Perhaps. Yep, you fall in that hole, get eaten by that Roppel, and that's the last anyone sees of you. We are going to instead go to a secret area that I found and explore over there. This area is home to a couple ether currents and a lot of collectible drops, including in the water there, the coveted dark fish fossil.
Something so valuable here.
Out here, there is a different variety of Roppel in the elite variety that we will ignore, as our goal is that container up there on that cliff. There is a husk over there on that side of things.
It's another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
Quicksand Basin landmark is one we're going to have to skirt our way around.
That sound. We might be able to retrieve them.
Soldier's husk, let's off-see it.
I know it's grim, but it needs doing.
Who doesn't like being liked?
For some reason, our affinity seemed capped for a little while, and now we've broken through that, ranking up all the way to almost halfway to 4 already. This is the last container I found here in the Dana Desert that we will grab over on this ledge all the way over here. In hindsight, it's probably faster to get here from the hammer we were at previously, going to the other 3. But showing off that secret area is also something else to do. It is a very gorgeous secret area. Once again, 2 ether channels. The water spawns the sought-after dark fish fossil for the level 2 gem crafting. The Dana Desert here does have a lot of pretty scenery that was not even present in the original Dana Desert in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torn of the Golden Country. All in all, it's a pretty area. And here's this container. It contains more gemstone and sellables. as well as an iron temple guard. Last thing to do, slide down here and hope there's not another unique monster, because there are 2 husks.
Well, isn't that something?
Legendary Parasax fossil. Soldier's husk, send off.
Such is the officer's duty.
Another soldier's husk.
I guess this is fate too, huh?
I'm calling it right now that this is going to be too steep to scree walk up. No. Pleasantly surprised. And from here, we are going to leave the Dana Desert. Not quite yet. There is a drop over there I want to claim. We are going to claim this drop and then leave the Dana Desert and push onward with the main story. After grabbing one more container on our path to the story flag.
This was a nice find.
We found the supplies.
Weaklings.
I'll draw them.
Cheers, you're a gent.
Oh, if you haven't been noticing in the previous fight, my fusion arts start battle at 40% charge. That is due to a new accessory that I have equipped on the character I will be controlling. For this video, it's Uni. But it is one that I'm trying out. As fusion arts, or master arts, are important for building up your interlink level. This was an Agnian drop that was attempting to be claimed by Kevesi soldiers. Let's see what Agnes has to give us.
Okay.
Some ether, gemstone, ice headband, assault stone, gemstone. Earlier I mentioned in a previous video that Marin down there is a level 87 unique monster. Well, when I went down into that pit to try and grab a key item that was lying down there, it aggroed me. Fortunately, its pursuit range is very short, and I was able to get away safely. Speaking of those key items, that's going to be stuff like the odd square shard or the odd round shard. One of those came from down in the pit, the other was dropped by that Roppel we fought. Let's clear the rest of this away. Once again, I don't like that red dot. The red dot on characters also went away because it was being brought to us by the presence of accessories that could be tried on by characters. And now, we are going to ignore that squabble between enemies. Leave the fairly explored Dana Desert. Gotta explore a little bit past here off camera. The entrance to that cave system that is now on the map is somewhere between Raptor Perch and Zorza's Stonehammer. But we are going to be ignoring those caves and come back to them in another side content video, because we are going to be going to the Gorge of Odie under the cover of darkness to progress towards the main story flag.
Check out what it bombed.
No lands. Oh wait, yeah, we'll check out what it bombed. Bunnet meat and bunnet meat. No wolf meat or even rare bunnet meat. This was a nice find. the last container to grab before heading on with the main story is over here, back behind these two elite Rigora Hawks. Elites tend to be fixed spawn locations, whereas lucky enemies are random. This is another colony one, so we have our heavy-duty fire lighter, and some gemstone, and some sellables. We have not intervened in this fight between Kevis and Agnes before, so we are going to intervene and choose whichever side offers us Nopon coins as payment. We cannot assist the Agnes squad, so we will... Oh, it's a Colony 4 squad, not just a Kevis squad.
Gonna blast them into next week. I'm so ready for this.
Someone's needy. I can always count. I can't hold them off.
Alright. Fusion first, everyone. And we get our Nopon coin.
That was over way too soon. Right? Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
Agni and enemy drops, always welcome. Let's see, can we climb up on this side? I don't think we can. It would be cool if we could, because there's a husk even further up along that point. No, we cannot. We will leave that be for now. And progress toward the flag. As I was saying before, as we rewatched Tyon's past in the event theater, I have a feeling that just like Ethel had a big role in Chapter 2, hey Zem's Crossway, Tyon's old commander in Colony Lambda is likely to have a big role to play.
Scratch that.
Go southeast from Ribbi Flats in Chapter 3.
Such is the officer's duty.
Ahaha, we are close. Some Hawks, Armus and Arduns. Another husk up on that hillside leading you here from the desert. Okay, Zem's Crossway, what do you have for us? Cornice region, Ribbi Flats.
A brand new vista. What a world.
Now, I'll leave that husk for off camera. Just know it's on that cliffside overlooking Ribbi Flats. Now we're getting some of the collectibles we need. I'll run around and grab a few off camera.
Gonna blast them into next week.
This is an example of an Armu, the first we've seen in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Armus are the cows of the Xenoblade Chronicles world. They produce milk, are used for steaks, and are all around as adorable as they are delicious, or as adorable as a dinosaur cow thing can be. Masidio Arduns are the males of the species. The Armu is the equivalent of a cow, while the Ardun is the equivalent of a bull. Armu and Ardun both drop items needed for crafting some of the level 3 gems, so that is why we are beating a few of these guys up. I will beat up more off camera. They are herd animals, so they will often attack you if you are attacking their nearby friends. Giron Wolf here. We have another battle, this time between Igna in the desert and Turkin here in the flats. The Murder of Turkins is offering us affinity with Colony 4, but the A Lounge of Ignas is offering us 2 Nopon coins. Hey, Ignas. I fight for money, not my friends. Bard Turkin. And we take it down. Those Bard Turkin, because of the big horns strapped to their backs, are going to have higher than average block rates when you're attacking them from behind. Turkin and Igna are both series staples. They exist in both the worlds of Bionis and Allrest, and are, for all intents and purposes, intelligent, even if not quite as technologically advanced as the other races of Bionis, Mechonis, and Allrest. We're going to keep heading towards the story flag. There looks to be a Nopon surrounded by a few hungry Ansel. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Are they fighting each other?
Yes, they are, Lans. We will, once again, intervene for the A Lounge of Ignas because they are offering us money. More importantly, Nopon money. The Bard Turkin is down already. We have reached the conclusion and acquired our Nopon coins.
Easy. Come after me, and that's what you get.
If only you didn't charge off on your own.
More of these dinosaur-looking creatures. The Darbus, as they are known.
Better put our backs into it, or else.
We have an ether channel here. Can always use some ether.
Better not spill any of this.
But for now, we're going to keep crossing the plains.
Forces are fighting.
Keves squad or Agnes squad? The Agnians are giving us better pay, so we will assist Agnes here.
The element of surprise.
Ever the paragon, Leo.
Punch it through.
What?
What's the impact?
Divine protection.
My upper screen. Giant revolution edge.
That's 1 down.
You're in for it now.
Barrier bomb! I can't hold them off!
Wide slash!
Overfall.
Violent flourish.
Hammerhead. You're in for it now. What's the impact?
The fact that we were allowed to assist the Agnes squad there indicates that these Kevesi are not from Colony 4 and are still under the yoke of the Flame Clocks.
Girl with the gall.
The Agnians, while technically supposed to be hunting us down as well, are going to be a little bit more lenient to us, seeing as we are helping them against their sworn enemy, the Kevesi.
We can't just leave this be.
Another husked Offsea.
What kind of place is this?
That is affinity with a colony we have not ran into yet. So for now, it is not useful to us, but will be useful as soon as we have encountered them and smashed their flame clock. Here's an odd pointy shard. Still don't know what those are for, but we'll grab them when we see them. I want to see what those green brogs are. I don't think we've ever had a bright green brog like that in a Xenoblade game before. Fossil out over water is a Jagron fossil. They tend to either be those or dark fish when on the water. Or so I've learned here in the Fornus region. Bobilbrog, or Bobile Brogs.
Let's get it done, Snap.
We'll take out one of them.
Someone's needy.
Cheers, you're a dead. Revolution.
Well, toppling is one way to get it to stay put.
Shock impact.
We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
We're gonna leave his friend alone.
Roll with the gall.
Enemies seem to have similar drop tables. But you will, I believe, since I was beating up some really weak Broggers in the Millic Meadows off camera, that you will get better quality from Broggers that are closer to your level, as far as looking for Brog drops. Here is the story flag. Hey, over there. If we set up camp there, we'll have good visibility. Think it's time we took a break. Riku, for one, want to rest anyway. Relentless walking has left legs like numbed-out sausages. Sausages indeed! Mealtime is here! Sounds good. Let's go for it, I say. Shall we rest in the shifts? I can take sentry duty first. Mimi, let me back you up on that. Okay. Then let's take a break there.
Meanies. What was that, Senna? It's just, I was up all night thinking. Those guys are so selfish. Selfish how? You know what I mean. Every time we interlink, they're the ones taking the lead. And me, all I do is watch. Oh, that's what you mean. Tell me you don't think so too. Maybe not selfish, but like, hey, why didn't you move that way? And stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, right? So you'd prefer to take the reins? I just want to do more. Like, pull my weight. You know? That's so you, Senna. I think it's probably fine, though. They're just being protective, I think.
Like what Noah said? Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure we'll get our turn.
You sure?
Yeah. Positive.
A brand new vista. What a world.
We have the Laprel Knoll. Go southeast from Ribbi Flats, still is our only destination. Looks like we're heading up this spiral. That was a bit of a interesting conversation there. A Kavesi airdrop, if it's not too high level, we'll go for it. But Mio and Senna were basically discussing what I was noticing earlier when playing as Mio. That Mio herself could not activate the interlink. I had to switch over to Noah in order to activate their Ouroboros. I'm guessing in an upcoming, maybe even scripted fight, we may be gaining access to Ouroboros forms when the Agnes trio is taking the lead as opposed to the Kavesi 3. Excuse my meandering steps over to this supply cache.
I mean, it'd be a waste not to claim it at this point.
Hey, we're the first ones to it.
Uni, let's get us some loot.
Okay.
More ether, some gemstones.
Oh, that's a rare one.
Crystalline Chemist Warrior's Armor and 2 Beast Hide Vests. Some Grebels. Ordo Grebels, a different sub-variety from the ones out in the more arid environments. That long point sticking off into the distance there, that reminds me of a certain huge horn from Xenoblade Chronicles. If it reminds you too, well, great minds think alike, they say. We are further up the path now. We've got a container to loot here.
It'd be rude not to.
A bunch of Nopon coins at that container location. Ah, yes, there is where we need to go.
Huh? This is new.
Ingo Viaduct. Yeah, that really reminds me of a certain horn from Xenoblade Chronicles. Pretty scenery around here. We can see the fingertips of the former Mechonis in the background there as well. Giron Wolf, that won't bother us.
Sweet, let's poke around.
Caitlin Drum, location discovered. These Mailu Garafa are our first example of a Garafa-type enemy. We do need some Garafa parts for certain gem crafting, so we'll show it who's boss. Very quickly.
And that's what you get.
If only you didn't charge off on your own.
Soldier Husk here.
Be at rest.
Turkin, you're dropping stuff. You know that. Turkin seasoning. I imagine that's Turkin-made seasoning rather than seasoning to use on Turkin.
It'd be rude not to.
Another Nopon container.
That Turkin just fell over.
A few Nopon coins. Ether channel here. A leap Pepito.
Gonna blast them into next week. All set and ready to tumble.
Violent flow.
It's called a land handshake.
You're on fire, lad.
Cheers, you're a gem. No,
Nothing a bit of teamwork couldn't handle.
Whatever happened to not being killed?
Pepito are basically little pinatas for you to beat up. That husk is across a ravine from us, so we will ignore it. Now that we have fought the Pepito, we will make our way back over to the story flag. That Garafa is doing something. Turkin tripped again, but we're not going to bother running over there to catch its stuff. Still don't know what those Garafa do when they're sparking like that. Garafa are sort of an electric amphibious variant of the camel, so I half hate them by their association with the camels.
Elsie's spout is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Yeah, up a cliff. I mean, Lance and Senna can climb this, but me, hard pass.
It's an another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
Elsie's spout. We were just talking about that.
Probably shouldn't be climbing up this one, huh?
But this is the route Ethel told us to take. No question.
Well, I guess that means we'll just have to keep going then.
Hey, Valdi, where are you?
Huh? Outside the colony?
Well, yeah, I know that. It's bad. The consul's searching for you.
Gotcha. Just make up something.
Sorry, make up?
Let's look for a place we can climb from. I'll take a look round here.
Okay, I'll check out over here. Oh, crap.
Guys, get back!
Ouroboros! Fight me!
That was close call. Almost flattened like buttery pancake.
Ah, sorry.
Apology grudgingly accepted.
Hey, are you Ouroboros too?
Factually untrue. Manana is just Manana.
Ah, that's a relief. I really didn't want to have to fight a Nopon. Oh, Valdi, by the way, if I may?
Is pleasant.
What are you guys doing?
Woohoo! That was awesome!
We're the ones you got beef with. Come on, bring it!
You can't beat me. Here I come!
The kind right hand accepted.
This looks serious.
Crash out! Violet blow! Topple!
Power ring.
Divine
Resolution.
I lost their attention.
Here, my epic spring.
Heal! Bullet!
Hammerhead.
Someone's needy.
Thanks.
I'll draw them. Time to get cracking.
You don't know who you're messing with, kid.
Why?
Hammerhead.
Knock it off! Fire it!
No way.
Hold them off!
Power ring.
I lost their attention.
Kick-ass throw. Here.
What? You might want to surrender before we grind you into dust.
The strength. It's amazing. No, sir.
Someone's needy. The heat is up!
Now we're in the swing of things.
Knock it off! Let's show them!
I'm fit to burst. Hammerhead.
I lost their attention.
Punch it
Someone's needy.
You might want to time to wear out the big gun.
You got spared so hard, kid.
Whoa! The joints are all burned out. And the state of this armor. Hey, show me that again.
Show you what?
Those moves you pulled. I've never seen anyone smash up a Levinus like that. I need to figure out how you guys managed to do it.
Nothing to observe. Frame was structurally poor, evident that driving wheel could not withstand torque.
The driving wheel, you say? I wonder if it's because it was upgraded from lightweight to a more heavy assault style. Did I mess up the handling? But the armor had to withstand a charge. I had to fudge the weight to keep a good turning circle. Yes, you're absolutely right. I can't believe you could tell with just one look. Hey, would you teach me everything you know?
Noah?
Who exactly are you?
Oh, I'm Valdi, Levinus builder from Colony 30. I heard that anyone who defeats you gets a whole buttload of supplies from the castle as a reward. But, yeah, you won, so it's all good.
Oh, yeah, everything's just hunky-dory. What the stuff are you playing at?
Not playing anything.
You're really a mechanic? From Colony 30? Who's the commander for that one again?
Oh, yeah, that would be me.
Pull the other one?
Wow, don't look so surprised.
I did hear that Colony 30's commander was the greatest mechanic in Keves.
Not sure I would say greatest, but I am bonkers about Levinus's.
Valdi!
Hey, Zet. What's up?
Surely that's my line. The Levinus signal just cut out. What happened?
Oh, it just got a bit bashed about. Everything's fine. I'll be back home soon.
You're going back alone?
Huh?
I was just wondering how you expect to manage that.
Oh. Oh, it's fine. The colony's not that far away. I'll just cannibalize these bits and pieces into a new Levinus. Quick as you like.
That'd take so much salvaging.
Oh. Maybe I can't do it alone.
How did I know it would come to this?
Guess we'll do your grunt work. All right, hit us. What's the shopping list?
You'd really help me.
Well, we're not going to leave you alone to fend for yourself.
Thank you so much, large man.
Landsman. I mean, Lance.
Then Lance I shall call you. Let's get cracking. I'll send the likeliest sites for debris to your iris.
Valdi has temporarily joined the party.
Always nice to see a new face.
Unfortunately, that leaves us with just Noah to do the tanking. But we're so overleveled that it shouldn't matter. We will do Valdi's salvaging with him, though, next time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I have been your Captain Whale. If you like this video, please leave a like and consider subbing to the channel. If you do sub to the channel, make sure to ring that notification bell to stay up to date on my latest uploads. As always, comments are welcome down below, and please do consider answering the question of the day that I leave down in the comments section. Until next time, Whale Pod, goodbye.